Two things I'm really passionate about, and I'll leave you. Number one, term limits. I've signed a pledge, though. I'll only serve for 2 terms. That's 4 years. Okay, that's important, because we need term limits. But we're not going to get them unless we only elect folks that sign in blood that they're only going for a short period of time. Now, for a younger person, I'd say maybe four terms would be okay. 8 years in Congress is enough. That's what we have here in Florida, and it works well. We have term limits here. They'll work in Washington, but I don't think they're going to vote it on themselves. The other thing I'm passionate about is energy independence. In fact, I have a PhD that works for me on my campaign. We've put together a national energy policy that gets us off of foreign oil. And it establishes a national energy center to look for clean alternative fuels for the future. Now, I see natural gas as our natural bridge fuel to the future, where I think we'll be using hydrogen. This might be 5, 10, 15 years in the future. But folks, we have a 200-year supply of natural gas here in the United States. And 3 months ago, I was at the groundbreaking for Waste Pro. That's a company that does the same business as Waste Management, you know. In Fort Pierce, they bought a 7-acre plot, and they're putting in refueling docks there for their trucks for natural gas. They're changing their entire fleet over to natural gas. And why? They'll save $600,000 a year in fuel costs. Now, you can take natural gas and with modifications, burn it in your car, burn it in your truck, burn it in your SUV. What we need is legislation that puts refueling stations around the country, or where you build a new station, just make them put in natural gas so we can drive across the country. Remember when they changed over to, well, some of you don't, leaded fuel, unleaded fuel? They had a pump. Most of the cars were leaded, but the newer cars had unleaded fuel, and they would have to make sure that the newer stations had to have both types of fuel. But where else would we put a national energy center but here at the Cape? We have the space, we have the infrastructure, and most importantly, we have thousands of unemployed engineers and rocket scientists. And you know what, folks? They've already figured out how to make energy work, because they got a rover on Mars that ran around for 3 or 4 years. Now, you know we didn't send gas up to that Mars to refuel the rover, okay? So we have the intelligence here to really get us off of fossil fuels. And that would really give this area a boost. And that's about all I have to say.